Hey there, and welcome. If you've ever had to deal with banking or money in a German-speaking country, you know that having the right words is absolutely crucial. So today we're going to break down the essential German verbs you need to manage your money like a pro. Okay, let's get right into it.
So, how do you talk about money in German? It's so much more than just knowing the words for euro and cent. I'm talking about the action words. You know, the verbs that let you actually open an account, pay your bills, and even deal with a few financial bumps in the road. Think of this as your practical guide to getting it all done.
First things first, let's imagine you've just arrived. Before you can earn money or spend it, you got to get the basics sorted out. This first part, it's all about getting you set up and running from day one.
Okay, so this slide lays out your first 3 moves perfectly. It all kicks off with eröffnen. That's opening your bank account. Then you'll beantragen, which just means you apply for your bank card. And finally, you einrichten, your account, which is setting up all the important stuff like online banking. And just like that, with those 3 verbs, you're officially in the system. All right, your account is open, you've got your card. Now it's time to manage the daily ins and outs. This next section covers the verbs you're going to be using all the time for your income and your expenses.
So, the whole cycle really starts with earning money, right? The verb for that is verdienen. Now, just to be clear, this isn't about winning money. It's specifically for earning it through work, like a salary. So when that paycheck lands, you can say, Ich verdiene 2.000 Euro im Monat. And yeah, this visual just perfectly captures that moment. Seeing that positive number hit your account, that's what we're talking about. That is your hard work paying off. That's verdienen in action. It's the starting pistol for your entire monthly cash flow.
Now, what about actual physical cash? You really only need 2 key verbs here. When you put money into your account, you einzahlen. And when you take cash out from an ATM, you abheben. You can even think of it as lifting the money out of the machine. One for in, one for out. Simple as that.
Okay, this next one is a biggie. You are going to use it all the time. Überweisen means to transfer money electronically. This is what you do when you pay your rent, send some money to a friend's account, or pay a bill online. That example, sie überweist die Miete, she transfers the rent, that's a perfect everyday use for it.
So what's the difference between just spending money and actually paying for something? Well, in German, you've got 2 totally separate verbs for this. Ausgeben is for spending in a more general sense. Like when you say, ich gebe zu viel Geld aus. I spend too much money. But when you're at the register actually paying for your coffee, you bezahlen for that specific thing.
And then there's abbuchen. This is for all those automatic payments. You're not actually doing anything. The money just gets taken from your account. Think about your gym membership or your cell phone bill that gets charged on the same day every single month. The bank bucht es ab. They debit it. It's totally hands-off for you.
So, we've covered the daily grind of earning and spending. Now let's get a little more strategic, shall we? This part is all about making your money work for you. We're talking saving, investing, and protecting what you have.
We all know this one, right? The classic goal, to save money, or sparen. This could be the old-school piggy bank, or maybe just moving cash into a special savings account in your app. The point is, you're setting money aside for a goal, just like in the example. Wir sparen für den Urlaub. We're saving for vacation.
And taking things a step further, we have investieren, to invest. This is when you're not just parking your money, you're trying to make it grow. You put it into things like stocks or funds, hoping for a return. It might sound complicated, but it's as simple as saying, Ich investiere in Aktien, which just means I invest in stocks.
Of course, it's not just about growing your money. You got to protect what you have too. And that's where versichern, to insure, comes in. You insure your car, your home, your health. It's a super important verb for having financial security and, peace of mind.
And here's the thing, none of this works if you're not keeping an eye on it. This quote, I check my expenses, introduces the verb kontrollieren. It means to check, to monitor, to just keep track of your finances. Every time you open your banking app to check your balance, that's what you're doing. You are kontrollieren.
Okay, so life isn't always perfect, and, well, neither are finances, right? This last section covers the verbs you need for when things go a little sideways, from losing your card all the way to dealing with debt.
Let's imagine a panic situation. You've lost your wallet. What is the first, most urgent thing you do? You call your bank and you say, Ich sperre meine Karte. I am blocking my card. Sperren is the verb for blocking access, and it's one you definitely want to have in your back pocket just in case.
Uh-oh, here's a situation nobody wants to be in. To überziehen your account means you've overdrawn it. You've spent more money than you actually have. The sentence, Ich habe das Konto überzogen, is how you'd admit, yep, I've gone into the red.
And this visual, it just says it all, doesn't it? That stark, red, negative number is the unmistakable sign of an overdrawn account. It's basically the picture you'd see in the dictionary right next to the word überziehen, something you definitely want to avoid.
Now pay attention, because here's a tricky one. The verb leihen can mean both to lend and to borrow. It all comes down to the little words around it, the pronouns. Ich leihe ihm Geld means I lend money to him. But if you say, kannst du mir Geld leihen, that little word mir flips everything. Now you're asking, can you lend money to me, which means you want to borrow.
So, once someone has lent you money, you now schulden them. That's the verb for to owe. You can almost feel the weight of it in the word, right? Ich schulde ihm Geld is a direct way of saying I owe him money. It's the state of being in debt.
And here's the best part, the relief, the awesome feeling of paying it all back. The verb for that is zurückzahlen. You can just feel the weight lift when you say, Ich zahle das Geld zurück. That zurück, which means back, is the key. You are literally paying the money back.
And for our last one, a super practical verb, especially if you're traveling. When you need to swap out one currency for another, you wechseln. Whether you're at the airport or a bank, you'll say something like, Ich wechsle Dollar in Euro. A very straightforward and very useful word to know.
So after all that, we come right back to you. From opening an account with eröffnen, all the way to paying back a friend with zurückzahlen, you've now got this awesome toolkit of German financial verbs. The only question left is, which one are you going to use first? Thanks so much for joining me.